Well, it's time for the Missionary Minute. I would say good morning, but it's already afternoon where some of you are. So I just want to say hi and hope you guys have started a great week. I was thinking about what to share today on the Missionary Minute, and there's so many quote unquote challenges going on out there. Crazy challenges that the kids do, like the Tide Pod challenge and different challenges out there. And I was reading something someone wrote that was talking about how not everybody's up for a challenge. Not everybody is willing to take on a challenge in their life. And this one particular company had said something about, they had named something about a challenge, and he said, well, maybe it would be better to be called an adventure or something like that. And I was thinking about that in terms with the ministry and in terms with the things of the Lord. And I just was thinking, are you up for the challenge? That's what I heard drop in my spirit this morning. Are you up for the challenge? And I remembered, thinking about a long time ago when we first went to Mexico, and as we've gone to every single country that we've ever lived in, every single country that we've ever visited, some of the situations that we've been in have been true challenges. Just like the time that we rode the half of the depth of the Grand Canyon, which is really deep, y'all. Half of the depth of the Grand Canyon on horseback with saddles and stirrups that didn't fit. 2 hours straight up. It was like stadium steps. And that was a challenge. But the one thing that I've decided a long time ago is that I never want to say no to the Lord. I never want to turn down a challenge. When we first went and lived in Mexico and things were so hard, I've told y'all the story about how, the owners of the restaurant got saved because we ran out of food. And so that was a challenge. Being in a country, not speaking the language, running out of food, not knowing anyone, that was a challenge. And so I just, I want to say, are you up for the challenge? I decided a long time ago, whatever challenge the Lord gives me, I want to be up for the challenge. I never want to turn it down. I never want to turn down an assignment because it seems too hard. Paul said, I'm pressed on every side, but I'm not forsaken. And he went through some real challenges. He went through some real challenges just to share his testimony with Agrippa. He went through so many challenges, shipwreck. He went through that shipwreck alone. Do you know that sometimes what the Lord's going to do in your life, he can only do through a challenge, through something that's going to be very hard, very difficult. And I'm going to promise you, no part of your emotions, no part of your flesh, nothing is going to like it. But your spirit man will jump for joy when it sees the fruit. Because look at Paul on the island. He was shipped. What did it take to get him to that island? What did it take to get him to the island? Look at what he went through, the shipwreck. Then they swam to the island in a storm. They made it to the island, and it was so cold that he started to gather firewood. And as he put the firewood on the fire so that they could dry out and warm themselves in the fire, a snake came out, and it didn't just bite him. It said that it fastened himself to Paul's hand. But Paul, God love him. He's so full of faith. He gives us such a mighty example to live up to, because he was just a man. He was just a man. He was a man mightily used of God, but he was just a man. And you can do, Jesus said the same works that I do. Even Jesus, greater works will you do. And so Paul shook that snake off into the fire, and it said that he felt no harm. And in the beginning, everybody was sitting around waiting for him to swell up and die from the snake bite. They said, oh, this must be a really bad guy because he survived the shipwreck, but the gods are not going to let him live. Now the snake has bitten him and he's going to die. You know what? There are people, when you start out to do what God has called you to do, they're going to be standing around waiting for you to die, waiting for you to fail. I can't explain it. Why people don't want you to succeed is beyond me. I see other people doing things for the Lord. I want every one of them to just like be phenomenal successes. But there will be people who just will be sitting around waiting for you to fail. The people on the island were just waiting for Paul to fall over dead, waiting for him to swell up from the venomous snake bite and fall over dead. But you know what? He didn't die. And I'm going to tell you, God has not brought you this far to let you fall. God has not brought you this far to let you go under. He's not brought you this far to let you fail. He will pull you out. He will pull you up. He will make you a success. Trust in him. Rely on him. And accept the challenge. Paul accepted that challenge. He shook the snake off into the fire, and it said he felt no harm. He went on to preach a mighty revival on that island. What did it take to get in there? What did it take to get to the revival? Well, it took a shipwreck. It took a deadly venomous snake bite. It took criticism. So sometimes what you've got to go through to get to the revival is a lot of stuff. Are you up for the challenge? You know, that's what I hear God saying. Are you up for the challenge? You know, this day and age, we've got to be up for the challenge. If we don't want to miss anything that the Spirit of the Lord is doing, I don't want to miss anything that God has for me to do. So am I up for the challenge? Heck yeah. Heck yeah, I'm up for the challenge. I pray that you'll be up for the challenge. Fill yourself with the Word of God. Fill yourself with courage. You know, God told Joshua, only be strong and very courageous. David, he ran toward Goliath. You know, run to your destiny. Run to what God has for you. Run to the challenge. So that's today's Missionary Minute. Be up for the challenge. I love you guys. Have a good day. Bye-bye.